Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be a twin flame soulmate reading, and the top row will be the divine masculine and the bottom row will be the divine feminine. And if you are not a twin flame and you are just in a soulmate situation, then either row can be you. Just listen out for the details of each row and then figure out which one is you and which one is your counterpart. And also, if you hear water in the background, it is raining very hard outside, so it's kind of beating against my window. I hope that it's not too distracting. So let's jump into the reading. So in the top row, like I said, we have the divine masculine, and the first card that's coming up is the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like the divine masculines are currently feeling like they are experiencing a lot of misfortune or a lot of bad luck. And I feel like this is a direct result of the fact that a lot of them have not been doing the work in order to clear and heal a lot of past pain and a lot of possibly past guilt is what I'm hearing. It's like they're stuck in a cycle because they did not learn what they were supposed to learn. A lot of the divine feminines have been through this already, where we were stuck in a loop and kept experiencing the same things, the same thoughts, the same patterns, and manifesting the same types of things into our life because we just weren't grasping the lesson that we were supposed to learn. And I feel like the divine masculine is now experiencing that very thing. So I'm thinking that once they actually fully become self-aware or acknowledge the things that they have done or the ways in which they have hurt people and also the ways in which they have been hurt, that's when this wheel will finally turn and then they'll be able to step out of this cycle. But until then, it's like they're repeating a certain energy over and over again. I feel a very strong sense of frustration with this Wheel of Fortune card because I feel like in some areas of their life things are going extremely well, and then there's like other areas that just feel like something is off, or there's like this nagging feeling that something is wrong, and that's because they are operating from a place of ego right now. So there are things that are feeding their ego that are making them feel good, but deep down inside, their emotions, deep down inside, they don't have this feeling of true contentment because they're not in touch with their emotions is what I'm hearing. And like I said, they'll keep on repeating this cycle and they'll keep having this feeling until they make the conscious decision to heal and step out of this loop that they have been in. So the Seven of Pentacles is here as well. I feel like a lot of them have put a lot of time, energy, and effort into things in their external world, like when it comes to work, when it comes to manifesting like abundance in their life in the material sense. But they have not really planted seeds within. So they have not really taken the time out to work on their inner world. They're working more so on their outer world. And I feel like that is going to start catching up to them. I feel like they're going to start feeling like they're living a lie, or everything that they thought would make them happy is not making them happy. So they're just very confused, I think. They're very, it's like this feeling of, okay, nothing's wrong in my life, so why do I feel so heavy on the inside? The song that I'm hearing is Britney Spears' Lucky, like when she goes, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? That's what I'm hearing for the divine masculine. It's like they have everything they want externally, but internally they still feel this sense of dread and this sense of emptiness. And again, this is because they have not been working on their inner world and they have not been really facing themselves. So the Nine of Wands here, just a repeat message of what I was just saying, they have a lot of deep-rooted trauma that's buried within, and in their minds they could just focus on external things and it'll go away. Like, okay, if I don't think about it, it'll go away. If I just focus on my money, it'll go away. Some of them could have gotten into a new relationship and they've been using that to mask their pain. It's like they're just really trying to change their external world in order for them to feel better, and that's not the way it works. And a lot of us as divine feminines, we have already figured this out. Like, that's not the way it works. You have to go inward. You can't expect to change your life just by changing things that are going on in your environment. You have to change things within. You have to heal and face your past. I feel like a lot of these divine masculines, they're just the type of people who are very forward focused. They don't like to go back to the past. They don't like to revisit it. They don't like to think about it. They just want to move forward. But sometimes that's not very smart and that's not very wise, because there could be significant pain or trauma that needs to be cleared out and that needs your attention. And I just feel like a lot of them have not been giving themselves that attention. A lot of them have not been giving their inner child that attention. So they've been very much neglecting themselves emotionally because they just don't want to feel. But they'll soon come to find that they have to feel, like they have to connect with those emotions or else they're going to continue to be miserable and depressed and just feel this sense of emptiness and this hollow feeling inside that I'm picking up from that card. The Strength card is here as well. So the Strength card is an indication of them really trying to overcome those negative thoughts and those negative feelings. They're really struggling. Like, that Strength card feels very heavy to me because it's like someone who's fighting with all their might to overcome something, trying with all their might to suppress something, to suppress a feeling. I just really feel like they're going through it. Like, they have been able to suppress a lot of their pain or a lot of their feelings for a very long time, and now it's like they feel like they no longer can suppress it. It's kind of just coming up to the surface quite rapidly is what I'm hearing. I feel like a lot of them are feeling those spiritual awakening or those ascension symptoms that we have already felt. So we have already had to face this period of time where we had to take all of our strength and pick ourselves back up in order to move forward. And now they are going through the same thing. I don't really see it as a karma sort of thing, like, ooh, now they're feeling what we felt. I feel like they're just experiencing an awakening. Anybody who goes through a spiritual awakening is going to experience having to have that internal strength and kind of pick ourselves up and fight for ourselves, fight for our peace, fight for our healing. Like, anybody who is spiritually awakening or anyone who's on a healing journey will have to experience it at one point. So I feel like that's what they're going through right now. I feel like a lot of shadow work is needing to be done on their end. They're needing to really face their lower energy and like the dark parts of themselves in order for them to overcome it and to clear those wounds out. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I'm getting from that. It kind of reminds me of, like, the image that I'm getting in my head is Beauty and the Beast. I'm guessing that you're Beauty and then your soulmate is the Beast. So like you saw something in them that other people didn't see, or like you saw the good inside of them. This reminds me of a thread also that I wrote the other day, where I was talking, a thread on Twitter, I mean, for those of you who don't have social media. Basically, I was saying on Twitter that sometimes when you see the best in someone, they can actually take that as a threat because they don't like that part of them that you like. Like, if you like the fact that you can see deep down inside that they're sensitive, and they don't like the fact that deep down inside they're sensitive, they will see you as an enemy. They'll see you as a threat. They won't thank you for it. Like, oh, thank you for seeing this sensitive side of me, because it's almost like you make them feel exposed. And it's not on purpose. Like, you could be thinking, I like the sensitive part of you. Like, that's a beautiful side of you. But if they don't think it's beautiful, like I said, they take it as a threat that you can see that part of them. And to them, that sensitive part of them is one that can easily be manipulated or abused or taken advantage of. And that's why they lock that part of themselves away in the first place. So you seeing the good in them is like a threat to them. And if you have seen Beauty and the Beast, you see that actually plays out in that storyline. There are times where Belle can see the good in him, and then the Beast just starts wilding, and it's obvious that he doesn't think that he's even good enough for her, or he doesn't appreciate the fact that she sees something in him that he can't even see, you know what I'm saying, or that he doesn't like. So let's move on to the bottom row. This is the Divine Feminine row, or like I said, if you are a soulmate, this could be you, or you could have been the one on top. So this is the first card, that comes out is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So it looks like on the Divine Feminine's end, you're finally stepping away from this energy of feeling like you have to hold on to the connection, or just feeling like you have to protect or guard the connection. I feel like this energy is kind of old, though. I'm picking up like that this energy is kind of in the distant past. It's like you already have come to this conclusion that you can no longer hold on to this relationship, or if you haven't come to that conclusion, then you are going to start to come to that conclusion. I just feel as though holding on to situations that were really draining you or depleting you is just something that you no longer resonate with. I feel like you are now in the headspace where you are just ready to let go of anything that's no longer serving you. And I feel like that is the main purpose of this past connection with our twin flame or with our soulmate, is learning how to choose ourselves first, and learning how to, let go when we are degrading or devaluing ourselves by chasing after someone who's degrading and devaluing us. So I do feel like you're holding on to yourself quite tightly and letting go of anyone who goes against you. And that's a very positive thing. It's like you were put in the position to either choose that soulmate or that twin flame, or choose yourself. and you had no choice but to choose yourself. And now moving forward, you're going to continue to choose yourself, and you'll never allow a certain situation or certain people to turn you against yourself again. So the Seven of Swords is also here. So I feel like some of the divine feminines could kind of be lying to themselves in a way. I'm getting two messages from that. Some divine feminines are lying to themselves in the sense that they're saying that they no longer want love, or they no longer want happiness or family or whatever they wanted before with the divine masculine. I feel like it's like a bold-faced lie is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the lyrics to Billie Eilish's song When the Party's Over, and the lyrics are like, quiet when I'm all alone and I'm on my own, I can lie and say I like it like that. So you're lying. Like, you're saying, like, okay, I prefer to be alone anyway, and it's a lie. And I feel like it's a lie that is justified, though, because if you have lost someone who you greatly, greatly loved and cared for, it's like your body's defense mechanism to just say, okay, fine, I didn't want that anyway, or I don't care about that anyway. So I don't think that is something that is a bad thing. I do feel like you have to make sure or be careful to not allow it to jade you or to keep you too closed off or too shut off, because remember that we did come here on this earth to experience love and to heal and to grow, and you come so far already. There wouldn't be any sense in allowing the situation to close you off completely, because then it's like, what did you even go through that past situation for? It's in vain if you choose to close your heart off now. You've already been through so much and cleared out so much past trauma to the point where you're very close to having a breakthrough and being able to have a healthy relationship. So don't give up on the thought of that now, because you do deserve that love and you do deserve that happiness. For some of you, for another group, you're kind of lost in an illusion about your twin flame. I think that some of you are needing to kind of see them for who they actually are. And yes, we do see the good in them. Yes, we do see the potential, but sometimes we have to like really get rooted in reality and see them for who they truly are. Like, if they're manipulative, if they're narcissistic, like, we have to actually take note of those things and not just sweep over it and say, okay, but that's my soulmate. Okay, but that's my twin flame. Because at the end of the day, you know, we are having a human experience here. You know, like, we're having a spiritual awakening at the moment, but we still are human and we're having a human experience, and we still need to be a bit logical or a bit rational, and we do need to see things for what they are in order for us to make the right decision for ourselves moving forward. If we're just focusing on the illusion, then we make decisions that will go against what we need to do in order to better and to heal ourselves. So kind of seeing things for what they are and seeing the reality of the situation is going to help you to make the best decision moving forward. For some of you also, I feel like the Seven of Swords is talking about you lying to yourself about who you are as a person. And this can go two ways. I feel like for the majority of you, you downplay yourself, or you just don't see how wonderful you actually are or how amazing you actually are. I feel like there's this sense of being a bit too humble or a bit too modest to the point where you kind of devalue yourself, or you just really downplay yourself and your capabilities, and you're needing to stop doing that. You're needing to put yourself up on more of a pedestal. That doesn't mean, you know, morph into someone who's extremely egotistical and narcissistic, but there is a need for you to at least acknowledge how great you are. And a lot of people who are on this side of the twin flame or soulmate connection, the divine feminine side, we have just been devalued so much in our lives that it feels strange for us to acknowledge our accomplishments, or for us to give ourselves compliments. And that's even more the reason that we should do it. The fact that it feels strange to us to love ourselves and to give ourselves compliments, that means that we have to push through that discomfort and do it anyway. So I highly recommend doing mirror work, looking at yourself in the mirror every day and saying positive affirmations to yourself as you look into the mirror. So also for the other group of you, though, I feel like, or this could be the same group, it could apply to both, but I feel like some of you are not doing your shadow work, or you're not acknowledging your shadow, or you're not seeing it, because a large part of the twin flame connection or soulmate connection is us really seeing not only the negatives of our partners and not only the positives in ourselves, but also the negatives in ourselves, you know. And that can be very difficult, especially for us who have been devalued already. It's like we've already been abused, we've already been neglected, we've already been abandoned. The last thing we want to do is point out toxic traits that we may have. So sometimes we can try to overlook them, or we can try to just not think about them. And you have to understand that when you do that, you are rejecting yourself ultimately. You're rejecting a part of yourself that exists, and you're acting like it doesn't exist, when really what you should be doing is acknowledging it and freeing yourself of the shame that comes with that side of you. So for example, I've shared this in one of my past videos about shadow work. I said that there is a side of me that can be quite obsessive and quite like clingy and very needy and codependent, and I always would like shun that part of myself or hide that part of myself or be just very just ashamed of that part of myself. And when I started doing shadow work, I started calling that part of myself forward and giving that part of myself love. I started seeing that part of me as my inner child who's just wounded. And you would not shame or blame a child for wanting love or for wanting affection and crying out for it. So why would you shame that part of yourself, you know? So there's a need for some of you to call your shadow side forward and to give every part of yourself love in order for you to grow and transcend. So the Temperance card is also here. The Temperance card talks about finding balance within. It's like that bliss that you can feel once you have kind of gone inward and gotten to know yourself, went through the darkest parts of yourself, and now it's like you're coming out the other end a brand new person, and you feel this sense of inner peace and bliss. It's not coming from any external situation. So for those of you who you still have this notion that you need your divine masculine or you need your soulmate in order to be happy, that's something that you're gonna have to let go of, because it's not true. In reality, your desire for your divine masculine or your desire for your soulmate is really the desire for you. They're just a reflection of you. So when you really want them, you're really saying that you want yourself. And for some of you, you know, you have kind of immortalized this person, like you put them on a pedestal as if they're God. And so you can see that as you wanting to merge with God or you wanting to merge with Source, instead of thinking of it as, okay, I really want this person. Like sometimes we don't want the person, we want what the person represents. So I feel like that's something that you need to take into consideration. So I do feel like you reach this place of the Temperance card when you come out of that Scorpio energy, because Temperance is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign right after Scorpio. So Scorpio is like that dark, intense energy where we have to really dive into the depths of our soul in order for us to clear all of that out, or in order for us to give our shadow sides the love and attention that it has been craving. And I feel like once you do that, you come out the other side as a whole new enlightened being. And for those of you who have not gotten there yet, I feel as though you are going to get there. You just have to keep on working through that dark night of the soul sort of feeling, those traumas, that pain. You have to keep allowing it to come up in order for you to fully clear it, and in order for you to emerge as this better version of yourself. And also I feel like you'll come to find that you feel much lighter after you go through this process, because all of that heavy energy and that baggage isn't weighing you down like it used to. And the last card that comes up for the Divine Feminine is the Hierophant in the reverse. So the Hierophant in reverse talks about breaking of traditions, and this could talk about family generational curses, as well. That's how I'm kind of reading this. It's like the Divine Feminines are doing a very, very important job here on earth. You're really clearing out things in your family that have plagued them for generations. Like if you have a tendency to, if your family has a tendency to have abuse or neglect, addictions, things of that sort, it's like you are the person that is breaking yourself and your family out of that cycle. And I think that a lot of people don't understand the importance of that, or they don't sit back and really grasp what that means. Like when I say generations, I mean hundreds of years of your family reproducing over and over and over and doing the same thing over and over and over, abusing each other, hurting each other, sexual assault, addiction, like going through that generation after generation. And then you come and you are the one that's breaking that, and your family from here forward, like your kids and your kids' kids, they never will have to experience that. And that is a huge, huge job, and that's so significant. And I feel like a lot of people don't sit back and really think about how big that actually is. It's like you're changing the course of history pretty much. Like you can't rewrite your past history, but you're like rewriting what goes on in the future for your future generations. So just really pat yourself on the back for that, and really acknowledge the great job that you are doing, and keep on going. Use that as motivation to keep at this journey and to keep healing yourself, because it's not only helping you to grow and ascend, but it's helping the generations that come after you. So that is it. I'm going to extend this reading and we can get more into these cards. So I'm going to leave the link for that in the description box down below. So again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys over on my Vimeo channel. Bye.